In this video, I want to demonstrate how to configure DMVPN on Cisco iOS routers. This feature will come in handy if there's a hub and spoke topology, like so, and the spokes get their WAN IP via DHCP from the ISP. DMVPN will allow us to dynamically create tunnels between the spokes, and then we can route directly to them without going through the hub router. This is the hub. The hub router's WAN IP will need to be static. These can be dynamic. So yeah, we'll be able to route from R2 to R3 directly without the need to go via the hub. I'm going to be using GRE tunnels, NHRP, which is the next hop resolution protocol, Ipsec version 1 for added security, and EIGRP so we can route everywhere. So the WAN addresses are just the router name. So for example, this link here is 2.0.0.0/30. The WAN router has .1, the spokes have .2. So 1.0.0.0 between there and 3.0.0.0 between here. The LAN addresses at the sites match the host name. So R1 192.168.1.0, 2.0, 3.0. I've already gone ahead and configured the IP addresses on all the routers. The www internet router has a loopback address of 8.8.8.8. These also have loopback addresses, although I don't think we're going to be using them. So this will be 1.1.1.1, 2.2.2.2, 3.3.3.3. I think, right, yeah, I think we're ready to start configuring. Let's have a look. I've also configured NAT as well on all these devices, so the LAN here can reach the 8.8.8.8 loopback address here without the need for putting additional routing on here to route back to those private IPs. So we will create the tunnel interfaces, and we'll put all the config on the tunnel interfaces. Then we'll get the tunnels up, we'll put the routing on, and then we'll put on the IPsec stuff. So we need to give this an address. Because we're on R1, I'm going to give this .1, and these sites here will need to be in the same subnet on the tunnel interfaces. So tunnel source is going to be our WAN interface, which is that. Tunnel, we need to change the mode to a GRE multipoint. Let's give it a key as well of 100. And now we need to put on the NHRP config. So we'll give it some authentication. That's going to be our password. Network ID needs to match. There's some map commands, multicast dynamic. Redirect and shortcuts. That's to use the phase 3. Let's have a look. That seems to be okay. Let's add some routing. 172.16.0.0, and we'll advertise the LAN. Okay, let's go over to our spoke. Tunnel source is going to be that. Tunnel mode is also going to be a GRE multipoint. Key 100. Also the NHRP stuff. Network ID was 1. NHS. This is going to be the tunnel interface. And we need some map commands as well. This is the tunnel interface. And then this is the non-broadcast multi-access address, so the WAN address, which is 1.0.0.2. I think that's all we need on that. Let's put on some routing. This is the LAN. And this is the WAN, well, the tunnel WAN. Hey, we got a new neighbor adjacency. Although it didn't come up here. Now then, let me go into here. Let me just do shut. And no shut. Okay, so show IP INT, show IP EIGRP interface. Yeah, that's okay. Show IP route EIGRP. Now we're not learning any routes, although we've got a neighbor adjacency coming up on R2, but no neighbor adjacency coming up on R1. Neighbor. See, whereas here. It thinks we've got a neighbor, so something's not right. What can it be? We got the map. We got the network ID. We got that. We got that. We've got that. That all looks to be okay. Ah. I know why. I missed the command. IP NHRP and INT. Oh, come on, INT ton 0 IP NHRP map multicast 1.0.0.2. Let's see what happens now. I will shut. Ooh. Yeah, R1 has found the adjacency. So shut. I'm going to bring it all down. No shut. And there's our adjacency. Okay, same thing for R3. This won't take a sec. Tunnel mode GRE multi-point tunnel key is going to be 100. What else? That's it for that. IP NHRP authentication. Cisco 123 IP NHRP network. IP NHRP NHS is the tunnel interface. Map. That's the tunnel interface. And then the WAN address. And then multicast, which is 1.0.0.2. Alright, so this is R1, show IP EIGRP neighbors. Alright. Show IP EIGRP neighbors. Show IP root EIGRP. Okay, so we're not learning the two network. So R3 is not seeing the two network. So because we're using EIGRP, we're using well, split horizon is being used here, so we need to turn that off. So anything being learnt on an interface is not going to be re-advertised out of the same interface. So everything is connected to tunnel 0 on R1 over here. So we need to turn off split horizon. So to do that, we need to go into config t int tan 0 no split, no IP split horizon EIGRP 100. Let's go to R3. Everything's resank, and there we go. Now let's send a ping over to R2. And I'm going to source it from my LAN interface. That works. Show IP NHRP. I've only got one entry there. Show DMVPN. Okay, so it looks like everything is routed to the hub still. Okay. Show IP. Well, there's a reason for that. Let me just do it. We need to turn off the next hop self on the tunnel interface. INT tan 0. No IP. Next hop self. EIGRP 100. Let's send a ping over that. Okay, show IP root EIGRP. And now it's, yeah, to get to the 2 network, it's found the right next hop. So yeah, the information will go directly over there now. Show IP NHRP. And there's yeah, here we go, and a tunnel has been created for that. So now we have a dynamic tunnel created between these two. Yeah, there's no security on this, so anything that you send between this can be intercepted and read on the internet. So to get around this, we're going to add IPsec. Let's have a think now. So there are some default policies already on here and a default transform set. What we'll do is we'll create our own. So first of all, we need to create the phase 1 settings. ISA camp policy. We'll call this policy number 10. Authentication will be a pre-shared key. Encryption will be let's use AES 256. Hash will be SHA-512. Group, Diffie group will be 15. Lifetime will be the default. That will be okay. Now then, let's set our pre-shared key. Crypto ISA camp key. Is it key? Yeah, key. Cisco 123. Now then, because these sites get their address dynamically, we don't know where they're actually coming from. So for now, we're going to have to set the all zeros. Address all zeros. Okay, so we've done that. Now let's create our transform set. So our IKE phase 2 settings. We'll call this T-form. ESP AES. Use 256. ESP SHA 512. That. The default mode is transport, so that is okay. That was tunnel, sorry. Default mode is tunnel, so we'll leave it like that. Crypto IPsec. Oh, we need to create a profile now, IPsec profile, which calls on T-form. I'm going to call this my IPsec profile, and the I'm going to set the transform set to that. Exit. Now then, I need to go under my tunnel interface. Tunnel protection IPsec profile, and then the name. Okay. Now then, I'm just going to copy and paste all this. And then I just need to go into the interfaces then, and tunnel protection IPsec profile. Just copy and paste this. Okay, so yeah, we've got a new neighbor adjacency there. Got a new neighbor adjacency. There we go. So it looks like EIGRP is working okay. Show IP root EIGRP. Okay. So we know how to get to the WAN network, and we know how to get to the spoke network via the spokes tunnel interface. Let's do a ping to 192.168.2.1 source FA. That. What we could also do is a trace route. Source FA. So yeah, so there's only one hop. Show DMVPN. This confirms that we got two tunnels where we're peering against. Who we're peering against. Show crypto ICAMP SA. So these are our IC phase 1 tunnels. So source from us here go into 2, R2 and R1, and then we got tunnels coming in then from R2 and R1 coming to us, and then the actual IC phase 2, with the tunnel where the data is being sent. So yeah, we're looking for the end caps and D caps to be roughly the same. There will be loads because of all the packets that EIGRP uses. If we use it static, yeah, we'll be able to control how many packets IPsec version phase 2 uses. Bloody hell. Okay, so yeah, I think that's about it really. I'm not sure what else there is to show. DMVPN, show IP route, EIGRP. We've seen the IC phase 1 show command and the IC phase 2 show command. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.